Just a goofball.
That is enough.
Doesn't it
for
give you a
stupidity. Okay, you can't fix stupid. Ignorance is a lifestyle choice. Our new catchphrase to the show is, we don't care. We just don't care. But I must say, close in the running is what Amarillo has on your T-shirt, which is, don't hear what I didn't say.
Yes.
And I'm pointing to all those poor people like me who used to have a wife that would say, that isn't what I said. That's not what I meant. What did we? Oh, hey. What do I need this thing for?
Everybody else is. You're checking everybody else. But, oh no!
See, I keep talking to you about technology. That's it. Forget
And here we go.
I'm going back into the rabbit hole. So
Yeah.
I'm
your turn.
See,
Yeah.
Get a shot.
I've been
next time.
having fun lately. Baking things and everything because my wife's kind of having issues, and they're not coming
I
out
think
right.
since the day you started dating her.
Pretty much. That's why she started dating me. That was her issue.
Oh.
Anyway,
You
I
pulled
was-
the wool over her eyes.
something like that. At any rate, I'm sitting there and been
The
cooking
whole
things.
shoe,
They haven't been
sheep.
coming out right.
The whole lamb.
And I finally went like, something's wrong with this stove or oven. And she said, well, it looks like it's not level. And I took out the level. And of course, this is like 10 o'clock last night. I'm looking at everything else.
I don't think
Then
that temperature matters when it's level.
Oh, temperatures, whatever. But anyway, it's just not coming out
Doesn't
right.
affect the viscosity.
At any rate, I end up opening the stove and realize I had the rack in crooked.
Sorry.
So I know. It's like the rack's like cattywampus. It's like, well, that's probably what's wrong. And she's laughing her butt off at me, going like, I told you, like 3 days ago, you got the rack in wrong. It's like, okay. And this lady's losing her mind, and she can still cook better than me.
Well,
Which ain't saying a hell of a lot. John, you have to answer.
in Washington, D.C., they're still having trouble with Iraq. And they,
God, what a segue.
and to me, it's like, are they more than 3,000 or 4,000 miles away? Yeah. Well, then forget about it.
Yep.
Exactly.
I was just stove, oven, stove. Do they call a whole thing a stove or an oven?
I have no idea.
There we go.
I was just shopping for one today, as a matter of fact. So, and I got to tell you, some of these new, everything is like, let's improve, right?
Oh, hey, mine goes.
Unnecessarily.
Mine hooks
Well,
up Bluetooth to my phone.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like, what use do I have this?
Okay, wait.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Let me
Yeah.
let me bring you up to date.
Yes.
I just had a week ago my refrigerator
Okay.
take a break and leave.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we started out last week talking about the disclaimers.
Oh my God.
So have you even read those on your? I
No,
mean,
no.
I'm sure there's so
I
much
haven't bought one
crap.
yet,
But-
so-
oh, you have. But you finish up what you weren't going to say. I just thought I'd kind of bring
No.
up that we were just on this whole thing.
What is
last
it? Got
week.
all a bunch? Because that was the thing, is all this technology, and I actually did have an eye on one, which was kind of cool. But so our oven, we have a relatively small kitchen, right? And
Yeah.
so our oven is actually at the end of a counter, which is a pass through, right?
Okay.
So people walk back and through there
Oh,
all
that's-
the time,
that's very
especially
common.
we're social. Exactly. But a lot of times ovens have a wall, like a little tiny wall. We do not. So it's the side of the oven. Well, all these new gas stoves have this burner rack, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what they're called, but they go all the way to the edge of the stove and basically like sit up on top of it all the way to the edge.
Oh,
so if
geez.
anybody brushes against it, and I asked somebody who actually owns it, I said, does that get hot all the way? Oh, she goes, oh yeah, it gets hot all the way to the edge. But hers happens to be in the middle of the counter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
So right, nobody's gonna be
Doesn't
brushing
matter.
against
It's
it.
like a grill up top. You mean?
Exactly,
Oh,
and
okay,
but
okay.
it's all the way to the edge of the oven. There's
Yeah,
no.
mine's the same thing. It's
There's
it's
no,
got the wrought iron on top, whatever you
Yes.
want to call it, and it's right to the edge.
Right to the
And I
edge.
don't like mine either. You're absolutely
Okay,
correct.
and so I'm sitting there trying to find one, and they have one that's okay. It's kind of subset. I don't know how you call it, like recess. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Recess down just enough that it's there, and there's like maybe a ½ inch of metal kind of protecting you. And I'm like, oh, I think that's going to be it. But it's an air fryer and a convection oven
Oh, yeah,
and a
yeah.
bake and then this and then that. But the one that killed me is the broiler now at the bottom. It's not a drawer. It's a flip down, so it flips down on the ground with a rack
Yep.
that you have to bend over and pull this out, and you can't even lay the stuff out because it's a whole rack. So you
Yeah.
basically have to take it out, put whatever steaks you want on it, then push it back in and not have it off
Right.
kilter like you did. and then monitor it, make sure it doesn't burn, and there's no cameras or nothing. I'm like, well, this is ridiculous.
My
But,
friend, a
but
friend
you know
of mine.
where
yeah.
part of this comes from is engineers design these things that have never used them.
Yep.
I mean, when I was working in a factory, I worked on heavy equipment. You could tell how badly trained or how inexperienced some of the equipment was simply by the way it was designed, because it's all designed by engineers and designers. And if you think about it, the vast majority of them, they're looking to sell them. They don't care about safety. They say they do, but they don't. They
Oh,
care
a little
about,
baby could easily pull that door down and stick their hand in it.
well,
No, without a question.
That's not even the worst. To me, the worst part about it was that, well, just one example, welding. When
Mm.
you have three large metal plates together, usually in older equipment, they would bolt it. Okay, they'd be using bolts this big around.
Right.
But you know what they do now to save money? They will put
Tack.
a little seam, well, not a tack, but it's like a continuous tack
Yeah.
for maybe 3 feet. All you got to do, which I've seen people do a lot, the other tradespeople, well, they're using it to knock something out of the way.
Right.
Well, how many times you going to knock it? You start cracking and cracking. Next
Right.
thing you know, you got the same catastrophic problem that an airplane does. It's just you don't kill as many people in one shot.
Well, one that really, really
gosh.
got me is the fact that was it the Dodge 200 or whatever it was. You got to take the front driver's wheel off to change the battery.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Opel
yeah.
Cadet. Do you remember the old little? They called it a mini Corvette.
Yep.
From back
GT,
in
the Opel
the late
GT.
'60s. Yeah, Opel
well,
GT. What I call
Yep.
it.
The Opel Cadet, but
No,
anyway.
Opel, yeah, an Opel.
I wasn't around in the 60s.
Well, listen. Loin, lady, loin.
Listen carefully, yeah.
To get the battery out, it
Yes.
took 2 people. One would bend over and get their hands on the battery because it was like behind one of the lights,
Yep.
the headlights. And then the other person would reach over and help the first person to stand
Slide it,
back up
yes.
again because he was at such an unusual angle. I mean, we had a couple guys on base that raced these, okay? And so we were always playing with them, working on them, having a good time, but still, I never saw a situation where one person could change the battery. It was always 2 people.
I
You're
was gonna
basically, one of my buddy Keith had one, and one person goes in and grabs it, and they got a hold of it. Okay, I got it. Then you pull them out.
Yeah.
I would say for an ignorant observer, that might have made for some interesting conversations as somebody walked by. In
Oh, you betcha.
the garage, you'd be like, what?
That was
is
before,
I heard you- I
that
heard
was
you
before the
mechanic.
days of don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
I'm always curious about technology and stuff, and I keep looking over here at our cone head over here, technology for those who I'm always fascinated with like I said, the ignorant observer.
Yep.
But it is some of this stuff is like people. I understand why people who have never used any kind of technology and as an alien might look at it and go, why would somebody do this?
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
slowly becoming a Luddite myself.
Speaking as an alien.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yes.
Well, I love this time of the year because right now the moon is so close. So I have friends and relatives come
You
from
finally
around to
get-
the back of the moon where they live.
Got it.
And they come over to say hi.
Yes,
They
yes.
can't stay because they don't want to be down here. They understand that I'm the only semi-intelligent thing on Earth. So. Anyway, I look around.
Okay, everybody put on their boots. It's going to get deep in here.
Oh my goodness.
I look around, and I got to tell you, I swear that there's more stupid people for the simple reason that they breed so much.
Oof. Hey, watch it now. I have 5 children.
Well, we grew up with
Did I
five,
call
but-
any of you?
yeah.
Well, you don't know any better.
We
Well,
do,
do you?
yeah.
but I'll tell you, I've met people who think that you have so many children. They're like, oh, you must be, and I'm like, I go,
Nope.
Don't
Just-
you have a hobby?
Yeah, well, my cousin.
Ever heard of TV or
my,
football?
My
Yeah.
cousin is like, don't you know how you make those things? I'm like, yes, absolutely do. Why do you think we keep doing it? I just, it was,
I understand.
I was at a doctor's a couple of years back, and this very pregnant lady came in to take all my info, and she gets all done, and we were joking back and forth, and finally I said, she said something about the baby. I said, well, you do know what causes that, right?
Oh, yes.
And she just split up.
Oh, yes.
Because it is funny if you think about it. Everybody knows, but let's face it,
Well-
after a couple drinks or a few puffs of weed, you don't care. That's the problem.
I'm going to tell you, when you talk about the intellect, I grew up in a relatively affluent area. I'll just say affluent. Not crazy affluent, just upper middle class, right?
You put your junk cars in the backyard to strip them.
Kinda. Yeah. You did not see that too often,
Or
right?
they were in the garage, yeah.
They're in the right.
Oh,
So
I see.
So I kind of grew up because socioeconomic people with money generally have, whether they even are maybe struggle, they have money to kind of balance it out, right? Or they have.
A slush fund.
Well, yes, but I mean, even kids growing up with better finances, they don't go hungry. I mean, I'm not going to get into a whole depth thing, but children who are healthy, have a safe place to lay their head, know where they're going to live, not worry about bills, have good food, things like that, tend to do better in school, right? They tend to be, at least appear more intelligent, right?
Because they can concentrate. They're not distracted.
Right, that's what I said. I mean, it's a very superficial general term. So I got raised in an area with which everybody had that. Everybody had a home. Everybody had, food and clothing. And the worst thing was how much did they spend on my Halloween costume, right? Speaking about Halloween, right? Well, did my mommy make it, or did it get the cool plastic mask, plastic Snoopy costume?
Let's go to a house where the lady makes their great big popcorn ball.
Right. So
which you don't do anymore.
When I started meeting people as I got older and spread my wings.
When they let you out of the home?
Yes. I'm like, wow, there's some dumb people out there. I mean, there's some dumb people. I mean, and I got pregnant at a relatively young age, 20, with my daughter, had her at 21, and I was at a clinic for young mothers, things to get their medical care and stuff like that. And I'm going to tell you.
So was that affiliated with the high school you were still in?
Or? No. Come on now. Things happen, and the amount of sexual education I got after I was pregnant.
Seriously. Mine was don't.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And a lot of schools do. My kids are in a school system that is abstinence-only school system. They do not talk about any other form of contraceptive except abstinence. And I'm like, do people not understand that we are in a new era?
Nope.
But I'm just saying intelligence. There are plenty of girls who didn't know that they got pregnant until after they were pregnant and didn't know
Noel Coward once said, and I've always loved this quote, this was a man who was considered to be extremely intelligent. And he once said, abstinence is by far the strangest of all perversions.
Although I told my children that they should stay abstinent until they're married, they're like, what? Because I'm a pretty progressive kind of person, and I said, things like that complicate relationships. They really do. For young people. Adults, I don't care. Young, no, I mean, seriously.
You're right, but I'm just saying.
Over 21, I think a little bit more than a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old.
But if you know any psychology at all, even this little bitty bit, has been brought up over and over and over the last few years, you cannot test until they're approximately 25 years old anybody for being a psychotic or a sociopath. Because we all are tested as sociopaths until we're about 25 years old. So forget the 21 years old. Let them go out, drink, smoke, and whatever. But it has been shown over and there's a lot of studies that you and I laugh at a lot, my brother, because, well, doctors aren't making enough money, so we'll change the statistics to make it look like you got to take insulin at a lower dose and shit. But this whole psychotic thing has not been disputed at all. So what it boils down to is 18, 21, it should be 25 because you're crazy until you get there.
Oh, I also don't think, I've had this discussion with people about young men and women, joining the military at 18 years old. That hurts my heart. I look at my kids. But then you look back in the day where kids were working at,
in the farms.
Well, I'm talking about factories.
Whatever, at 10 or 12, yeah.
Yeah,
10 and 8.
But we're not there now.
It's mind-boggling to me. No, and I mean, and I talk to them, my kids, they go, that's crazy. And I go, well, my grandfather was one of the first boys in the family. So he was born in 1914. First men in the family where his older brother said, you're finishing high school. Because they all left at 8th grade. They finished 8th grade, and that was it. Yep. They could go work.
But the thing that really gets me, and we have talked about this before, there was a comic strip called Mallard Fillmore. And he was kind of a smart-ass guy, okay?
Yes.
One of the last ones he ever did, they went through the whole strip, and the last one said, According to the National Education Association's own studies, a college education, and this was 20 years ago, a college education 20 years ago was only the equivalent of a high school education in 1965.
Really?
I got out of
believe
school
that.
in 1960. Oh, I do
I
too.
believe
I'll
that.
tell you what. Well, Stuart, how many times you had to deal with an engineer?
Hey, now,
I rest my case.
My grandfather was an engineer, so don't knock the engineers. But yeah, he.
And you know
Well,
what?
no, the problem. What he's speaking of is I did robotics and I did other
There you go.
automation.
Oh, yeah, we did
whatever.
talk about that the other day.
At
a
any
little bit.
rate, and there were many times I was dealing with engineers,
Right.
Educated idiots.
and
Well-
I had a situation where we were doing something one of the big threes, and the gentleman in charge of the project called me and another person from my company in, because he wanted as when the thing got over, he said, I wanted a realistic way to resolve the issue.
Well, it's perfect.
And he ended up hiring us to do it, but that's neither here nor there. But he said I didn't want to, and he said I don't want to talk to all the engineers.
Right.
I had the greatest kick. I had a gentleman. I was working for a company, and a gentleman I went to high school with. 20 years later, he's got his own engineering company and everything else.
Right on.
And he was an idiot back then.
Oh.
The guy was a pain. He thought he was above the whole world. And they came in, and we sat down, and I walked in the room, said, "Hey, Bob, you want Stu?
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?" Anyway, and I think he realized at that point in time he wasn't getting the job. But anyway, and the boss said, seems like an arrogant asshole to me. I said, "Oh, he's always been."
Yeah. Well,
I said, "Yeah, I went to high school with the guy."
Good call.
Yeah, he's always been the same way. So.
See, I didn't realize that about engineers because my grandfather was not your typical engineer.
Exactly.
He started out he apprenticed as a tool and die guy.
Yeah, see, there's a difference
there-
there.
yeah. there's a
So
big
he,
difference.
He never went to college.
Right.
He started as a tool and die guy, and then he worked on design, like draftsman, and then he went into aerospace engineering
Right.
and started designing missiles. And then after that, then it was a shift to cars.
Basically self-taught.
It was self-taught.
but
and
you
then,
can-
yeah.
Let me see if I can still do this.
That's what people don't understand. I had one of the funniest thing that happened to me was when my daughter was getting married. We went and met her husband's family on the East Coast, and all these people were very highly educated.
Oh, of course.
All right. And the best thing is one morning we were sitting there and the grandfather was talking, and what do you do for a living? So I told him, and his wife said, where'd you go to school? I said, I really only have an associate's degree, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and the grandfather went like, oh, you're one of those. And it's
Yeah.
like, wow, excuse the heck out
But
of me.
that's a good thing. I mean, I
But-
don't know if he was like that, but
No,
but
he
to
was.
me-
They'd all been to school. They all been to college.
Oh,
all did this. And the best thing about the whole deal is they thought they were very, lack of a better term, elitist. We can take
Of
our
course.
family back to whatever.
Whatever.
At any rate, so my wife actually was, I don't know what the word is, eligible, I guess.
For daughters of the
American
American
Revolution.
Revolution.
Yeah,
Oh, I am
daughters,
too.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
okay. And she said, well, blah, 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 blah. My wife also has a book in the Congressional Library about the Johnstown flood and her family's involvement in it. Wow. All right.
You mean they caused it?
Yep. No, actually, read the book. You'll be
Wow.
surprised. It's awful scary. Anyway, her great whatever was on top going like, we're getting out of town.
Wow.
So at any rate, but they did that. And I love telling these people, well, we have books. Well, how many did you sell? 55.
Wow.
And it's very fun to watch these people. And I'm not, like I said, I don't walk around, stuck on your forehead, whatever.
Right.
But it's very nice to, very calmly just look at these people. Well, do you have this?
Right.
No. Oh, okay.
No, see, I think life experiences. I worked in money for a while, finance, right?
Yeah.
And one of the
I
guys.
could never have a job like that. Money runs away from me.
Well, I wasn't. I would tell you what, I considered getting. They're called like Series 7, Series 9, stuff like that to do investing. I never did.
Oh,
do
yeah.
it. I considered it, but one, the stress of handling other people's money is scary as hell, right? But one of our wealthier clients would come in jeans and a flannel and you know what I mean, and he at the time, now this is back in 2000, 99, 2000, I mean, he had over 20 some $1 million invested. Most laid back guy because he worked it from the ground up, and his kids, like, nobody was getting anything. They all either had to work or they went to, they were doing their thing, and he also had a farm. I mean, it was a lot of stuff, and he's like, I go, and he was kind. he was kind, and I'm like,
That's- you know-
that's the kind of person.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's how
tell
you
you-
want to be. Yeah.
Over my lifetime, I've dealt with rich, poor, and everything
Yep.
in the middle. Well, I have found that there's a saying, and that's what it's very, very true. It says, the newly poor are much nicer than the newly rich. I have found that people that grew up with money, in general, were just like anybody else. They didn't put on air, what we call putting on airs.
Right.
But if you just made it, well, I just made all this money. Yeah, well, you fell in a pile of crap and you found the one rose,
Well, yeah.
yippee for you.
Yeah,
But
that's
to go-
humility.
But to go along with what Stuart's saying, I spent 4 years in New Hampshire, in the part of New Hampshire which is right by Boston and Maine.
Oh, right on.
4 years on there, and the people over there, it was so, it was terrible. Number one, at the time, if you had short hair, they wouldn't talk to you anyway. Well,
Interesting.
I didn't care about that so much. Middle of Vietnam War, things were weird.
Oh, yeah.
But you'd get there, and that was all these people. I can trace my lineage back to this or lineage back to that, and who gives a damn? What have you done? Show me what
Yeah.
you have done.
Right.
Oh, well, not. But I got to say, one of the fun parts, so many of them would still have the old flintlock rifle above the fireplace. Well, these things, back in the old days, they used to keep them loaded because if somebody's coming.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These things were all loaded. And while I was in there, about once a month, maybe
Sounds like
more
somebody
often,
knows the story.
well, no, he's.
No, I'm
yes.
laughing at something else.
But
I'll bring it up in a minute.
these people did not realize, because, well, it's been in the house been in the family for 4 generations, 10 generations. But it's been loaded for 200 years, and sometimes a truck going down the street
We'll set it
would
off.
set it off.
Oh, my God.
And I'm talking like once a month you'd read something in the paper. So-and-so, house been in the family since 17 something or other. Well, number one, I don't want something that old, but still. They'd still be in the same house. And
Gosh.
do you think they bothered to take the pistol or the rifle down and go outside, just, safety check it?
No, it's a status.
No, they're just, exactly.
It's a status symbol.
Exactly. It's
Sounds
just
like
another antique.
Another ballroom
So,
symbol.
I was watching the cartoons the other night because sometimes they make more sense than
Oh,
the rest
God,
of the
do
world.
they ever.
And
Yeah.
there was a Huckleberry Hound cartoon on,
No way.
and he was hunting, and it was like from the Pilgrim area. It was like a Thanksgiving, and it was funnier than heck because he made a shot and he missed. And he took the thing out. He goes, "Okay, I got to put the powder in, do this," and he shows the whole thing of reloading this gun.
Right.
And by that point in time,
It's gone.
the Indians are on top of him. But it
Right.
was just hilarious. I got to do this, this, and this, and I was just cracking up. And they're going like, "Well, that's how we had gun control back then. It took too long to."
Took so
reload."
long, and,
Exactly.
and they were so inaccurate, too.
Yeah. So, but I thought it was funnier than heck because it's like it took I'm sure it was like a 30-second clip, but it seemed like about 2 or 3 minutes
for
while he was
sure.
doing it, and it was very humorous.
I remember that the trained military, with the flintlocks, they were able to get if it was
They can do it fast.
if it was a smooth bore instead of a rifled barrel, they could get reloaded and fire it 3 times a minute.
Yep, that was considered an expert 3 times a day.
That was
crazy.
expert. But if it was a rifled barrel, it was harder to push the
'Cause it's got
ball
the-
down.
Yep.
And you could maybe get 2 a minute, but with your spinning ball, it actually went farther,
More accurate too, wasn't that part of the deal
Well, more accurate.
Oh, with the board.
with the rifle?
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
But it's still crazy to think about. I mean, a minute, you don't really realize how long a minute
3
is.
minutes.
That's a long time. How fast somebody can run in a minute. I mean, come on. It's
Who was it? Somebody was just telling me that, and I thought it was just you a couple of weeks ago, maybe not, how far a person can
oh
run.
yeah, in like
in-
20 seconds.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's scary.
quite a distance.
And it's funny, but if you talk to people that are really, really into this stuff, they'll tell you they are more, I guess cautious is the best way to say it. They'd rather face a person with a gun than a person with a knife.
Yep.
My uncle is a
Your
police.
buddy's here, Ray's here.
Oh, great.
My uncle is a police officer, and I remember him saying that all the time. He would much rather be a perpetrator with a gun than with a knife.
Hey,
Ray, you did make it. Thank goodness.
Hello there.
How you doing?
Hey, Ray.
How you doing, man?
Good to see you, buddy.
Sharing.
Buddy's
We'll
slide
try.
down.
I don't know who this guy is though, but yeah, how you doing, man?
Hey.
Conehead.
Oh, it's
You
Conehead.
recognize it's Conehead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I know the concept from the Saturday Night
I'm
Live,
just
but-
kidding. I'm just
No. I understand.
Ray, I don't know because you're on kind of separate paths. But do you know Anne Marie?
No,
I know, ma'am.
I'm Ann.
Good to meet you. Right.
Nice to meet you as well.
Ray used
My
to
hand's
be.
kind of cold. Sorry
That's
about
all right.
that.
Yeah.
Warm in
Ray
here.
was in the improv group that I ran out of here.
Oh, right on.
But I ran into Anne Marie working with Pat Caparuso in the improv groups.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, in fact, I
I
don't
think we
rem-
met at the loft at the time. I think we actually
it-
originally met there.
It could have been. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But I'm glad to see you could make it.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it. Just rush out of traffic. Got to get off work. So take a minute.
Oh, hey, let me tell you something. We often talk about the lack of a common sense, which is the most charitable way of saying it,
Unfortunately.
of drivers nowadays. I was sitting at a light the other day, and somebody's sneaking in. Anyhow, it's one of these deals where you stop at the light, 5 lanes of traffic, and
And
you got the turn lane
taught
in the
me
middle.
this: you should be this close if you want to be heard.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Well, it all depends on how big your voice is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're
I
good.
talk loud. Sometimes I move the mic away because of how loud I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's part Italian, so the arms are already going
Oh,
like
yeah.
this.
And that too.
But anyway, we're sitting there at the light. I'm behind a truck, so not a big truck, but a truck. And I'm waiting for him to go because our light is to green to make a turn. And just out of nowhere, the car facing us decides, red light or not, they're going to go through it.
Oh, okay.
And if that truck driver had been paying attention, there would have been an accident.
Terrible.
But it was totally unnecessary. Just somebody wasn't paying attention. So
Right.
you want to talk about people,
If
drivers,
people
etc.?
stupid, yeah, we got
I keep saying
everybody has their stories.
If you put me in charge of giving out driver's licenses, we'd have no more traffic jams.
I agree. Most people wouldn't be driving though, but yeah, I agree.
Well, exactly. The electric bicycles be selling like crazy.
Oh yeah.
I do not believe how many people are getting these electric bikes, and
And don't know the
I kinda
rules.
want one so
well,
bad.
it's not the fact that they don't know the rule, but
What is
I'm
it?
at the liquor store the other day picking up some booze, and 3 different guys pulled up on electric bikes.
Yeah.
Well, I was there, and I ran into a couple of friends who were talking, and as they all took off, the guy behind the counter went like, they don't have a driver's license because they got DUIs and blah 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 blah. And he's talking. He said these guys, they get their DUIs and pull their driver's license, and they're out on these electric bikes, which can do 45, 50 miles an hour.
I know that.
You know,
Like
they-
at least 20 and 30, but
Yeah.
45 ain't.
He
Yeah,
says,
some of them will do that much. Yeah.
That's a motorcycle.
but anyway,
Yeah, exactly. And the fun part is, I don't know if you remember Ed Maddox, who was best man when I married Terry. Anyhow, he was my best man. He actually was given it. The cop gave him a ticket for being drunk riding a bicycle.
Oh, okay.
That's
I heard that before.
fantastic.
The cop was being nice. Was basically what he did. He took him home. So he said, I watched this guy get on a bicycle, go about 10 feet, fall over, get
Oh,
up.
man.
He said, so I just brought him home, show him the ticket to scare him. Maybe he'll learn
Yeah.
his lesson.
God.
But just throw it out. Don't worry about it. But can you imagine?
could do a drunk
I
and
didn't know that
disorderly.
you could get a drunk driving ticket on a bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
You can.
You could get a drunk and disorderly, for sure.
I got my buddy George Grady, our buddy George, friend of Kenny and Doug.
Oh,
He got a DUI, so he was riding his bike back and forth, and he was coming home from Ferndale up to Clawson, and he, one evening after having a few, he ran into a parked car. He
Oh,
heard it.
my
I mean,
God.
he hit it. He was cooking pretty good, probably doing 10, 15 miles an hour. He having a nice night, and he looked up, and all of a sudden there was a car. And he ended up breaking his arm because he hit the thing and rolled over it.
Oh, man,
At
that's
any
terrible.
rate,
It's-
but he was just blasted. And the cop went like, well, you just got a DUI in the car. He basically gave him, you're drunk on a bicycle.
Yeah.
And they gave him, I don't know what kind of ticket they gave him, but it's like, I didn't know you could do that. They go, oh, yeah, you can.
well, you know what really?
That seems
Because I used to
silly,
be a
though.
real or avid boater, and everything calmed down a whole lot when they turned it around and started to be where if you got a ticket in your boat for driving bad,
Oh, yeah.
you could get points on your driver's license.
That's crazy,
ho,
man.
ho, ho, ho.
It calmed a lot of people down, Ray. I'll tell you.
Yeah, you want them points.
Because it was
Oh, it was
They were
terrible
so
back
stupid.
in the late 70s,
Well,
early 80s. It was terrible.
people think that,
Oh,
well, I'm in a
insane.
boat, so the rules don't apply. They just, and it seems like every one of them, and I can't say I didn't do this, but I did it carefully. It wasn't uncommon to run across people who would try to get off their boat and fall in the water because they're so drunk they couldn't stand up.
Oh,
But they could drive a boat. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's insane. Too,
Really.
doing stuff like that. That's
Yeah,
fun.
but you know that comment won't even be heard because you're that far away from the mic.
Well, I'm kind of. Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
That's so good.
Anyway,
Well, besides, if push comes to shove, they're really good. There are ways in editing of modifying.
Yeah, you can make the mic
well, you know.
pick up more volume.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what I do at the beginning when we're talking, or at the end if we're talking. I run that down, then I put
Yeah, you
music
do
or
mic check. Yeah.
Oh, good.
other stuff.
I thought you had to be close. That's the only reason I was
Well,
saying.
here
It's
you-
more.
I
It's
see
more
'em.
directional. So you don't want to. You want to be talking this way.
Oh, it's
And
directional.
It's
Oh,
directional.
yeah, that's why they were yelling at me because I talk like this. to
Right,
them.
Yes,
right.
yeah,
It's-
I've talked to you about it
Yeah.
before.
Yes. It's
But
The
no, it's a
Doppler
cone.
effect.
It's like a traffic cone upside down.
Yeah.
kind of yeah. So you always want to always cracks me up when I'm, especially at school, like the kids will do stuff for the teachers, and I'm like, can somebody please give these teachers and principals and superintendents or whatever like a lesson on mics, because they'll take a directional mic and then they'll hold it under their chin so that they can talk above the mic.
Yes.
And I'm like, nobody's going to hear you, and nobody can hear him. We're like louder, and she'll just talk louder over the mic. And I'm like,
And you
Just
know,
put it up
you know
here.
the stupid
Yeah.
thing is because I do interviews at car shows and stuff.
oh right.
Yeah.
It's the fact that if you use the right kind of mic, that works perfect.
Well,
We have they're not special mics; they're just a different variety of mic. And by holding them right about like this, you can see the guy's face, and because I mean, these guys love their cars, and the women too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's wonderful to see that the looks on their faces. Sometimes they talk about the family taking the kids out for rides,
yeah.
things like that, and I like to see the facial expressions. I think that's just
as long as
important
it's
as the
tilted,
cars.
you can go lower as long as it's tilted
Oh yeah.
towards the mouth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
these
Oh, yeah,
guys are
yeah.
like, hold
Thank
it
you.
like
There-
this. They point it away, and
There's also, I don't know if I ever talked to Ray about it, but when I was running the improv group here, I actually told the guy, could we do this and this? And they said, well, what we can do is hang these chorus mics.
oh right.
Oh yeah, we do
And
that.
the cone is much wider.
Yeah.
And that's why we never had to mic anybody up
Yeah.
for stuff where we were playing. And it worked. I got excellent audio.
Yeah, he did.
It was
Audio real good.
wonderful.
Yeah. So it worked
Yeah,
out
I
quite
missed
well.
those were the golden days. Improv here at CMN TV.
I've
It
never
was a
done
lot
that
of
one
fun.
here.
It was a lot
Well,
of
we've
fun.
done some shows here, improvisational shows.
I
but I
ran
don't know if
the
I ever did
improv
the-
group for 3 years here.
Yeah, I don't think I was.
Weekly.
put-
Weekly. It
Yeah,
was
every Monday night.
Oh, right on.
fabulous.
I
Yeah.
put
It was
I put
fabulous.
23 of them on YouTube somewhere. They're hard to
Nice.
find, but they're around.
All right, I'll have to look
I
for
like the
it.
Hitchhiker. That's I don't know if you heard of Hitchhiker. He do that. That's one I'm trying to do on my show. I'm trying to do, where that's one of the best skits I like doing.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right.
Did he tell you about that, or you
Well,
didn't tell me?
Hitchhiker's fun, but
It's when you're doing the car and somebody
Yeah.
pick up
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
and somebody jumps in and
Yeah.
jumps out and yeah.
But
yeah.
one of the things I've come to like, partly because it's not that hard, is good advice, bad advice, and really stupid advice.
Yeah.
Oh, you
And,
know.
and that's
I
always
did a
fun.
couple of those with
We've
you,
done
yeah.
that, haven't we? Or do we call it something else?
I do not know about that
I
one.
remember doing one of those, at least two of those with you. So
Those were fun.
Yeah, I'm sure we've done it, Ray. Another thing that's a lot of fun, but it depends on how much you feel like challenging yourself. Because some nights you're kind of, well, the brain ain't really pumping on all cylinders. Let's just kind of coast.
Tough with songs. I'm not a musical person.
The shift left and shift right, where what you do, you take 4 people,
Right
put them
on.
in a square. You take the first 2, give them a scene.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we
And
did
then-
that. We did that.
Yeah.
Like a square dance.
Yeah, we did
Sort
that.
of,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know if they call
Or
it
a
four
waltz.
square or just square,
Right,
but that's another. And there's ones that I don't care for too much, but that was one of the fun ones.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I used to. I don't know if I ever told you. Do you remember the Carla that came there with her 3 kids? I don't know if about the same
She had
time.
3 kids. I don't.
Well, 2 for sure. Little Joey, and I forget
I
the.
don't know if I was
the
here.
older-
I know. No, I don't remember that.
If you saw him, you'd
'Cause he,
remember
like-
him because I know I've seen you on film with him, so I know you.
What?
Yeah.
No, I seen like your what is he like your grandson or something
Yeah,
like that?
Joey, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him though, but I don't know about nobody else.
Well, come to think of it, he came toward the end, so maybe they left earlier because they were here for quite a while,
Oh, okay.
and they were high school kids. And it was funny because the one son, he was pretty good at it, but he says, "Well, no, I want to be an aeronautical engineer. I don't, it's fun, but I don't want to do it." The daughter,
Yeah, he's too intellectual. He's like, no, thank you.
Well, the daughter loved it, but the little Joey, this little kid. The last time I saw him, he's about this tall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ran into him a couple years later because what their mom did when the morons in Lansing decided to basically gut the whole film industry.
It's terrible.
Well, they said to heck with it, and they moved out of state. She took the 3 kids, and they went down south. They ended up in
Atlanta?
5 Disney movies. Not big names, but
Right
still
on.
they were in them. And she kept them going.
That's
just
awesome.
on the money from the Disney movies. Husband
Right.
stayed up here and worked. But it was a shock to me because a couple years later, they came back up here for a while. And Joe, what we called little Joey, was now almost as tall as me.
Right on.
And
Time go fast.
His sister, I mean, this beautiful woman comes walking up and she says, "Well, hi, Art," gives me a big hug, and I had no idea who it was.
How you doing?
And then I saw the mom, Carla, come walking up, but we had a ball together. We're a great group of people. Ray knows. I mean, everybody.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was just a wonderful time.
That's awesome.
I've tried to get things going since then, but there just isn't the interest anymore, which
Yeah.
is a shame. But let's face it, people are a lot busier now than they used to be. I understand that. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Yeah, busy on social media.
Well,
Busy.
it's
Yeah. People. I had a situation where I don't know if I told you this last time I came, but I had a situation where my this guy at my job was telling about his daughter. He's like, "Yeah, my daughter, man, you know, she got friends," and I was telling her that she can go ahead and go see them and stuff, you know, instead of staying in the house all day all the time.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, Dad, that's a great idea." So she FaceTimed her friends at the house. She wouldn't go see her friends, but she FaceTimed them. Like, what?
My wife will
That wasn't
text,
the concept.
my
yeah.
wife
Yeah.
will text me from one end of the house to the other. So
Dude, my son lives down the street from one of his closest friends. They're, I don't know, 6 houses apart, right? And they are constantly online playing games together, talking to each other through the phone.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, go over, invite him over. You're sitting here. I mean, this guy, he's in college now, right?
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's like college and then come home, and I'm like, oh my God, like, you have you don't have any bills right now, right? He's going to community college. We're taking care of everything. I'm like, expand your mind, expand your adventure. I said, do you really want to just have your memories of your 18, 19-year-old. Even my son at college, he's 21 years old. He barely goes out. I'm not encouraging him to drink, right? Like, I don't,
Yeah,
but I'm
party
like,
too much.
yeah, I don't want that.
well, you really don't need encouragement. Trust me.
You know what he
Right,
gonna do?
but no, he's not.
No.
Yeah.
He gonna be like, "Hey, man, I went to a party,
Yeah. Oh, he
but
does.
I'm in jail now, so
No,
please."
yeah.
Really?
No, they're all my kids are really good kids,
Oh, okay, that's a blessing.
but I just look at them and go have fun, you know, not necessarily, you don't have to get drunk, you don't have
Yes.
to be stupid, you don't have to be, you know, I'm like,
Oh yeah, but it is so much fun when you are.
So easier. Yeah, having fun is so much easier when you get stupid. Yeah.
well,
There's a phrase that I use a lot. If there's not at least a chance of killing yourself, where's the fun?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I don't need a whole lot of liquid courage to do crazy shit, so at least not back then. That was
Well,
the,
you got to understand he has a T-shirt that says "It's not my fault they left me unsupervised."
oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, I gotta wear that one of these days.
Yes. What was one of your favorite improvs other than the hit shit? Like what character? What's your go-to?
Hey, it was a couple. What was that? Count Dracula. What was that? I did DMX.
Oh, right on.
I did Asian guy, Indian guy. Indian guy, truthfully, was my go-to.
All
Like,
right.
how you doing today? Are you having a good day?
Well, yeah, but didn't you
I'm
say
loving everybody.
didn't you say at one time you dated an English woman or something? Or you
Well,
were
I
very
actually,
close
yeah, I
to some
used to
English
go out
people?
with an Indian woman at one point.
Well, then
Yeah.
And she
I never
didn't-
did the accent now. You know, I don't do that. But I had an Indian guy in the military. I used to do it to him. He used to crack up.
Too
Like,
funny.
you're so funny. You know, like, oh, okay, thanks.
I worked with an English woman in a real estate office, and I used to do a really bad English accent just for fun.
I'm so
And
bad
finally,
at it.
one day I said, "Who does that sound like?" She said, "Dick Van Dyke." I said, "What?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
not English."
And
She
she
said,
goes,
"No,
"No."
neither are you." You
Oh, she understood it, yeah.
Dick Van
Yes.
Dyke and Mary Poppins.
Yes,
That's how bad it was.
it is
yeah.
considered one of the worst English Cockney accents ever. Is Dick Van Dyke in that movie? So, and people generally copy that accent when they're trying to do it.
my problem was when I went to college, I started hanging around with the Finnish people up there, who have a real strong accent. Eh? And
Walking down
They're-
the road
That-
side by each.
Yes,
yeah,
that-
and I used to run
Minnesota.
back and forth to some of the other colleges on the weekends to visit friends with a bunch of Chinese students. And just to kind of in self-defense, I started picking up some of that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And so,
Oh, actual Chinese.
no, real Chinese people.
Right. No, I'm saying you're picking up the language.
No, I
not
understood
the,
what she was saying.
Yes, Mandarin.
yes, you're picking up the language, not the accent.
Oh, no, I went
Yeah.
to Michigan Tech. There were no women. Trust me.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm
That's a
sorry.
good school,
My friend
though.
Mary would get mad about that. But
Okay.
They were very.
But you went to all boys school?
Almost. They may well have been.
Oh man, that's terrible.
It was there
Very
was
smart people
26
there.
men for every woman.
But
the
they
year I was
get
there.
very bored and they create all kinds. I've visited
Really dumb stuff. Oh, yeah, I know.
Really dumb.
I know. I was
stuff.
there.
But entertaining. I couldn't believe I went up and visited buddy. My boyfriend is at Northern, and we went up to his friends who was up at
Tech, yeah.
Tech, and this was very late '80s, early '90s hippie era. The resurgence of the hippie era, and the dude had made so many cool bongs. And he goes, that's what all the tech guys, that's all they do is try to figure out how to use the tools of their trade to create new and cool
Oh, yeah. It
paraphernalia.
was. It was fascinating.
You know.
It would have been nice to have been able to follow some of these people farther on in their life and their career, simply to see where their propensities took them.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
I knew one guy. I don't know what kind of an engineer he was, but he started out riding a bicycle down these old back roads and trails and what they call mining trails and stuff up there, and he started stumbling across people that had old Harleys in their barns and stuff. So he bought one. He actually pushed it home. I think he said like 16 miles or something because it wasn't running. Tinkered with it, got it running. So he, you're up in the middle of nowhere, so he just didn't worry about plates and stuff. It's running, so let's go for a ride. And he'd go riding around, and he just loved these back roads. What happens up there, if they decide to kind of close off an area, they would just put a big pile of dirt there. I'm talking like 6, 8, 10 feet tall. And what he would do, if he couldn't ride the bike any farther, he sure as heck couldn't get a car in there, he'd go off and walk for a couple hours just to see what was up there. He ended up, at the end of our first year, he had, I think it was 3 2-wheelers and 1 3-wheeler motorcycle. And he hadn't spent $100
Oh,
because
okay.
these things were just laying there.
Right.
In some cases, it took him longer and more trouble and cost more to find the title for the stuff than it was to get him
Right.
running.
Oh, okay.
It was fascinating. I had another guy that I actually went to high school with that went up there too. What he did, we didn't have like a 24-hour anything up there. Okay, nothing.
I hate that.
Yeah, well, at the time that was very common, though, right? And what he did, he took a locksmithing course. So we would break into the cafeteria
Oh
at
my
school,
God.
and we'd fix ourselves nice, sumptuous meals. But we'd always clean up afterwards. I mean, we weren't pigs about this,
Yeah.
but we would clean up afterwards. And they didn't even realize anybody was doing it until they started doing inventory and realized stuff was missing.
Oh, okay.
What'd you do for fun up there?
Well, that was about it.
Yeah, I think that was something this fun. Yeah.
I tell you what, the one thing I
Breaking
did
in.
do that was really bad, and Stu knows because he was up in Lake Superior. First week of May, just for fun, we decided it was a nice warm day, and we're up there,
God.
45, 50 degrees. That's hot. So we're laying on the beach, and it's getting a little warm. So we said, well, let's jump in the water, Lake Superior.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cold.
Well, we didn't know till we jumped in that there was still ice floating out in the lake.
Oh man, that's terrible.
And you jump in, and
Razors.
this was like a canal area, so it had like a 3 or 4 foot high seawall. So we just jumped off the seawall. Well, you're in almost to your waist already, and you can't feel a thing below water level. I mean, literally, your limbs wouldn't move,
Oh,
nothing,
my
because it was
God.
so cold, so fast.
We were out, my wife and I were out in Yellowstone years ago, and it was a disgustingly hot day. So we pulled over, and there's Lake, whatever, I can't remember what it was, the name of it. And we just started walking up, and, it's hot, and you're not really sure of the water, so you kind of walk up to your knees or to your waist just to cool off. And a guy comes pulling up, ranger comes up and yelling and screaming. It's like, what? There's no swimming. Well, we're not swimming. We're just cooling off. Did you see the sign? Blah, blah, blah. And finally said, where are you guys from? We said, Michigan. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
He said, he said, you get hypothermia. Yeah, we understand all that concept.
Right.
Where are you from? Michigan. Ever been on Lake Superior? He went like, yeah, I have. Bye.
There you go.
You're okay. You know,
Probably because
Jay,
people don't realize how cold some of the stuff can get. So.
My wife did not grow up in Michigan, so we
Oh.
did. After we got married, we did a lot of camping in Michigan. And the first time we went up to Lake Superior, which is what Art was talking about, it was like 85 degrees outside. So the middle of the end of
It's
like
45 degrees.
first week of June or whatever. It was outrageous. So she decided she's going to go cool off, and she went and ran off the dock. Ran off the dock and jumped in the water, and it was almost like a cartoon. She was like bounced back out and was back on the dock. Now you see
That's
them walk
funny.
out, they dive in, all of a sudden they come back.
God.
That's what she did. She went like, "Oh my God!" I see, honey, it ain't the Pacific Ocean, you know.
No.
I've done the polar plunge. Anybody here ever done a polar
Yeah.
plunge?
No, I never did.
Yeah.
I've been cold enough times in my life. I don't need to do it voluntarily.
Yeah, no thank you.
You feel like you're dead. I mean, it's like you go on autopilot.
And they all
to
come
get
out with a
out.
smile on their face.
Oh yeah, because it's. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, it's
It's
Rigor
nice.
mortis.
It's nice to get out.
but it's a rush. It is such a rush because
Oh yeah.
like your senses are gone. Like there, you are just in survival mode getting out of the water. It's I don't know. It's pretty amazing.
I did a tank with at home. It was 36 degrees. You know.
Yeah.
And boy, that's really tough.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm going to have to build a sauna in the house in order to continue to enjoy it because you get so cold and it's so
When you
hard
get out,
to warm
you gotta
up.
warm up. Yeah.
And my buddy was a forest tech, and he lived up in Mayo, Roscommon area, and they have a tip-up town
Yeah.
up there.
Houghton.
Yep, in Houghton, and he we used to go up with him, whatever. And he signed me up one year to, yeah, you're gonna do this, not knowing what it was.
Oh no.
And I, thank God I was half drunk because I didn't feel going in or coming out.
Oh,
But
they
it was-
did the polar plunge up
we
at the
did the
Houghton
polar
Lake.
plunge up on
Oh
the lake.
my God.
And it was very strange because, I'm laughing and I'm walking on this like, yeah, my wife's not from Michigan, and she's walking on the ice, and the ice makes noise when you're walking on it.
Oh, yeah.
And Linda's like, it's like there's tents and cars and trucks and
Oh, yeah.
people set up barbecues and everything else, and she's like, walking 2 inches on the ice. It's okay, hon. Just keep doing. Once you get about 6 inches off the shore, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
You hope.
Yeah, in theory.
My daughter's just, where are we? Oh, we're in Troy, not by but Lake Orion, but Lake 16.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter's dad was like, I had never been ice fishing, and he's like, let's go ice fishing. And I'm like, okay, but we didn't do the whole, we just did
Didn't do no shanty, whatever.
no shanty. We just brought a couple buckets, brought our
okay.
auger, and lots of blankets, because I was 7 months pregnant. And so he took me.
That's why you made that bad decision.
So, oh man, and so we went. 'Cause she was born in February, so this was like the December, whatever. It was just for the fun. It was warm enough, But I remember we didn't go to because I started getting scared, and we probably went 30 feet out, maybe because perch and stuff. And he's like, well, he goes, honestly, the fish are really deep, right? He goes, you kind of need to get out there. But I started walking further out, and I hear this pop, pop, and then you hear it echo all the way across the lake, And he's like, and I go, and he goes, Ann. He goes, I'm going to show you. And he dug a hole, right? And the ice is like, 8
thick.
inches
Oh, okay.
thick, And he's like, you're not going through the ice. He goes, ice settles, ice changes. It wasn't
Oh,
you.
you just heard the boom.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just heard that. I didn't
Yeah,
see
that will
crack.
terrify somebody.
Yeah, and so I had never experienced that before. We got all kinds of crappie and perch. I was kind of impressed. But yeah, it was fun. I do like it, but it is scary if you've never been on the ice.
I used to live on Pontiac Lake, okay? And a lot of times I have my wife's kids and grandkids and stuff come out. But I think it was one time with our sisters and, oh my God, Christopher. Anyway, the kids are fascinated by ice. I don't know why. But they decided they're going to walk out. Well, I'm a little bit bigger than average, and I wasn't thinking. So we go walking out. Well, after we get off the little bay where I live, which is, thicker, obviously, I started hearing the cricket, 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 cricket as I walk. And I started looking down because the wind had blown the snow off the ice. I'm starting to see the radiating cracks everywhere I step.
yeah.
And the thing you got to realize is you can't go back the same way because it's already weakened because you already broke
Yeah.
it. You got cranked. So we had to walk in this great big circle to stay away from the cracks to come back in again. So, and at the time, I
Or you
didn't
bring
realize
a rod
it.
too. You got to bring
but-
a rod and check the ice as you walk.
Oh, sure, yeah. put a hole in there to give another place for the cracks to go to. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's a stress out. Here we go. Just put a hole in there. Yeah.
But unfortunately, Pontiac Lake was a very busy lake. At the time, it wasn't that popular, thank God, but at least 2 or 3 snowmobiles and 4-wheelers would go through every year.
Constantly.
And it was
Constantly.
a shallow lake. So for some reason, I don't understand the technology or whatever, but because it was shallow, it wouldn't freeze as deeply as a
Interesting.
thicker lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
So
I
we'd have to
didn't
be
know that.
extremely careful.
Too funny.
Oh, what's her name? Yeah. So
Oh, I don't know
Yeah,
how
we
people
can-
build fires up at Houghton Lake. I mean, they
Oh, yeah.
haven't,
Oh, yeah.
they haven't had a real big tip uptown in a while because
No, it's been terrible.
it's
Last
been terrible
one-
'cause they haven't got
the
a
last
good-
really good one I went to was probably 10, 12 years ago.
right because they haven't gotten
And
the
that
ice.
one,
Right.
that one, they were doing the snowmobile races, and the snowmobiles were, they had big yellow things and everything
Right.
else, but they were coming around the corners and they were going in.
Oh yeah,
They lost
but
like 3 during the
they
races.
build fires. They'll literally build fires on the ice in their shanties, and I'm like, they're like, oh, the ice thick enough. The ice thick enough. I'm like, how freaking thick? And they're like, nah, you have to watch it. It's not. You got to put something under it. And I'm like, oh,
years later,
that's
I lived
crazy.
on Lake
Oh,
St.
yeah.
Just off Lake St. Clair. A buddy of mine named Roger used to ice fish. He loved outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he was an avid ice fisher. He was always, you get some spare old skis, I'm going to mount a shanty on them so I can pull it out,
There you
and
go.
all this stuff. But he got into all this stuff, and he loved it. But toward the end of the year, the ice will start cracking. A lot of times it
You
won't
lose the
crack
shanties.
near the shore. It'll go out 50 feet, 100 feet, 500 feet before you get a big crack. Well, if you get stuck on one of these cracks and the ice starts flowing away from you, and they have to come and rescue you because they got a huge contingent of people to do the rescuing, and all the local police and the National Guard, everybody, but they will charge you. The first time's free, but they ticket you. He got one. The second time he managed to talk his way out of it. But my stepdaughter was dating a guy whose father was a smartass because he'd been drinking. And they got him on the second time, and he started telling the guys all about how he knows better than they do and blah, blah, blah. He talked himself right into prison for about a year and a half.
Oh,
wow.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one where the sand dunes up in Sleeping Bear? They are now charging people. You go up a sand dune.
Oh, yeah.
you go-
Three
$3 grand,
charging-
isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't it
3
$3
grand.
grand?
3
Yes.
grand to get
yeah.
rescued.
Yes.
And I'm going like, I remember going up there and we were like 13 or 14. Yeah, we did that stupid stuff.
I'd be swimming
Right.
along.
To do
I wouldn't
what?
pay
Wait a minute,
3,000.
wait a
I'd be
minute, wait a
swimming
minute.
along the shoreline until I
Right.
found something.
On these sand dunes,
Yeah.
you can go down them. Some people will surf sand.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's fine. But if you can't walk your dead butt back up, they make you pay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
and it's $3,000.
well, and they're higher now. So Darren and I had gone to Sleeping Bear, right? My husband, and we had
Yeah.
gone there with the little kids. Carolyn was, I think Logan was like 2. Okay, and so it was whatever, in between babies. And so I made it down, and we went on one of those rides.
Oh,
where
yeah,
they
they
don't
used-
do the rides anymore at Sleeping Bear.
Right.
So, and we went down the hill, and we're all running down. It was fine,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I was in pretty good shape at the time, and I'm like, oh, this is rough. I mean, it was rough, and that was then. Now I think they said that they're like, I don't know, 20 feet more steeper. Like
Something
the angles.
ridiculous. Yeah, the
it's-
angles.
the-
It's angles sharper because they're closer to the water.
Correct, right. So the angles are higher now, and you can't get up them. I mean, you can't get up them. There's no way I could get them up. I couldn't even get them up them, but we were at, what's the one down the road a ways? Like an hour.
Well, I did one at
Silver
Silver,
Lake.
Lake. Yeah, I did that. I did that.
We were just
Like
there
2 years
this-
ago.
Yes, we were just there this
Oh, really?
summer.
There's one that close.
Oh yeah,
It's
and
real nice.
and the dunes are beautiful. The lake was
Yeah.
amazing. And I tried 3 days in a row trying to get up there because once you're up there, you're okay.
Yeah, I tried
right?
too though, man. I was tripping.
Oh.
I did in the car though.
Did you drive the car in?
Yeah, I had drove a Jeep trying to go up there. We
no.
almost made it too, make it so
No,
bad.
no,
yeah, I know.
no,
It's somebody to tip
no.
over and stuff. I'm
Almost
like,
don't
come
count,
on.
yeah.
No, almost don't count. We paid
Yeah.
to get brought up there by what is it called?
What, ATV or something? A Razor?
No. It's down the road like
They do the doom buggies,
Dubbies, whatever. It's
Yeah.
like you can get like 20, 30 people on this.
Oh, you talking about like a little like a
Dams,
tour
something like
machine
that.
thing?
I'd have
yeah.
to look it up, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
and it was cool. And our whole family went. That's fine. Get out, walk on the dune, go down to Lake Michigan, walk on the dunes. That's all I need. I'm too old for that shit. My kids got up the hill. They're like, "Why? It's not that hard." I'm like, "Good for you."
Yep.
And they're taking pictures of themselves, like they're like. Did anybody see the movie Dune?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they're slamming the thing, trying to get
slamming
the
and
worm
taking
coming.
videos, and
Yeah.
I'm cracking up. And then you see my son, who is the indoor computer kid. You see him running across the fields of at the sunset, and it was so cool. It was very cool, but it was funny. And I'm like, I want to do that, but I've had my fun when I
No,
was
not anymore.
So no, I'm okay with that.
Well, you know what? We have been here quite a while today.
We got people walking by looking at us. I'm
Well,
like,
it's
do we have
nice
somebody coming?
because we got a couple of
Yeah.
hopefully they become regular members, but right now they're guests temporarily. So anyway, any last thoughts, Ray? Before we give it up?
I still don't understand why you always coming in with different hats. What made you wear the cone hat today?
Well, you know, it's.
Halloween.
SNL? You inspired?
His brain was
I
leaking.
just saw
and
it, and I just saw it in the house, and it's like, I never put this back in the costumes. Oh, I'll bring it today and wear it.
Oh, you
There
don't
you
want to
go.
waste it. I understand that.
Well, I didn't want to walk downstairs and put it in the costume area, so I just.
I should have, and I should have just made you a crown, and we could have
Oh,
decorated
real
you.
quick, I've seen his house more than once. They have maybe a third of the basement is for costumes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
His wife used to love doing this stuff. She
Yeah.
made me bare feet for my bear costume.
Oh, she was great.
Did
She was
beautiful
great.
job.
She was
You did
all-
like theater plays or something like that? Or you just did costumes for Halloween?
Well, no, I did. She
you did
she
a
worked
leprechaun,
on.
and you did what else you do?
She worked on for. She was a volunteer for Ridgedale Players and
Oh, right on.
helped them with one of their things. And I was in 2 shows,
oh, okay.
and then I just was stage hand help for the kids show that she made all these costumes. And she made a wolf costume that was so great. And she says, "Now I want this back when it's done." They stole it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's horrible.
that's. Anyway, sometimes that's the problem of being too good. And Anne Marie, last thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't hear what I didn't say, and
But
Yeah.
really, that is so deep.
yeah,
I'm telling you, my ex-wife used to be like that. She'd say something, and then she'd, "Well, you know what I just told you." I said, "That's not what you said." And she, "Well, don't hear what I said. Hear what I mean."
yeah, no.
Ah.
no.
Oh, confuse me more.
I'm
That's what
about
you-
as
she's saying,
literal as you
right?
get.
You a smart man.
Yeah.
But I did buy it from, and I don't know, I don't know why I want to plug it, but I do. It's I bought it from Project Hope, which is it supports people with autism, children and adults with autism, because
Well,
Yeah.
anybody wants to do volunteer work, I'm a big supporter. I do a lot that I just don't talk that much about.
Yeah.
I do a lot of it with Pat, actually, over the years. But
Right on.
I've done some, I've worked with trafficked women homes, suicide prevention, and just many, many other things. Just because I feel good about doing it. It makes
Yeah.
you feel good.
You know, I do volunteer work too, and I try to give money back to them places because they actually help the community. You know,
Absolutely.
so yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you got to watch
Part of the deal
sometimes.
about doing volunteer work, and I found this out personally, whatever, long story short, you're out there doing something and you're helping these people and you realize, my life's okay.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And you feel bad,
I
like,
was
man,
in a
that's a blessing.
situation
I'm
where-
able to help somebody instead
Yeah.
of to need help.
Yeah, I'm down and
Yeah.
out and everything else. I'm feeling pretty sorry for myself. And I'm part of the Lions Club, and we were out there teaching these children. We went to, they have a camp, and we were out there teaching them how to fish and do this and everything else. When you teach a blind person how to shoot a bow and arrow,
That's
all
pretty
of a sudden your
amazing.
life's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? My life's fine.
You know what? A good thing to help anybody that's going through depression and problems and feeling life is not great. Go to a third world country.
Yeah.
You go to third world
Oh,
country
yeah.
looking like, man, I'm so blessed. I'm so happy. I'm rich
I'm good. Yep.
compared to other places in
Ain't
the
that
world.
the truth? Having been there myself
Yes.
too.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, guys, that's it.